Welcome to Swasa Learning Corner, everyone. This is another exciting episode. This is Learning Corner number 3. I hope you have seen the two previous Learning Corners. If you have any suggestions, any feedback on those, let us know. Our objective is that we share our thoughts, and then we hope you will learn something today from the Learning Corner as well. So let's get it started. Today we are talking about two very important aspects. One of them is education, and the second one is experience. All of us in our careers do these two very important things. Some of you, if you have recently graduated, then you have education only. If you are a professional, you have an education, then you go into the industry, and then you get experience. Let's speak today about these two things in detail and how it matters in the long run. And I guarantee that you will not have seen this point of view anywhere else. So let's see. But definitely you can comment and ask us questions. Share what your feedback is. What do you feel about the point of view which is being shared here? So to start with, let's speak on education. So let's see how education is defined. Is first thing, you either go to a school, you go to university, or you go to college. You take certain amount of subjects. If you are in India, there is actually not much flexibility on what kind of subjects you can choose, but the college or the university has already selected the subjects, and you take those subjects, you read the books which are related to it, and then you give an examination, and year over year you complete the course or curriculum, and then you graduate. That's the definition of education. Another way to educate yourself is definitely professional courses. That's also a way of education post school, and there are a lot of providers which give professional courses, certifications. Let's take an example. If you are in healthcare professional, then how do you operate X-ray machines? How do you operate MRI machines? Is definitely taught by very specific niche individuals. So that also helps in your ongoing career. So that is also part of education. Think about it. You educate yourself on the job as well. So that is the third way. You speak with your team members. You learn in the environment you are in. So in that way as well, you are educating yourself. Another way to educate is to read a lot of books. You can even if whatever sort of profession you are in, you can read self-help books. You can read motivational books. You can read let's say personal finance books. So that also educates yourself. You also educate yourself by something called as other people's experience. So you pay someone and then learn from their experience. This can happen in person. This can happen through mentors. This can happen through various in-person sessions as well. So these are some of the ways in which you can educate yourself. I hope you're still with me. And now let me talk about the another aspect, which is experience, and then eventually we'll see what is the objective which we are here, why we're saying is it education versus experience. Now experience is very important. A lot of times education is also looked at as a tricky aspect. Education is easier to explain because you have given the examinations, you have passed the examination, you have certificate to show that you have a degree course certification. But experience is actually not like that. So let's go through what does an experience, and then eventually we'll see how it is helpful. So let's take an example. Let's say I say that I am a driver. Okay, I drove for 10 years. That's what I say. So 10 years is my experience. Now let's look at what type of roads I have driven. Are those roads within the city? Are those highways? Are those really short distances? So think about short distance means the way maybe Zomato delivery boys drive. They don't go out of city. They are simply delivering for a short distance. Or have I driven for long distance? So that is just one aspect. Let me repeat. I have 10 years of driving experience. Okay. Now second aspect. What type of car have I driven in those 10 years? Did I drive a two-wheeler, four-wheeler? Are those special vehicles like trucks or so? Have I driven 16-wheeler? Or maybe I think if I had driven maybe, I don't know, aeroplane or something, right? So what kind of car has the individual driven in the 10 years of experience? Okay. Next topic, let's talk. What is the condition of that car? Did I drive a new car for 10 years? Or did I drive a car which was already used for 4 or 5 years? Or did I drive a really, really old Yamaha? I think those things also differ. I mean, think about it. There is, if you drive a new car for 4 years, mostly nothing happens to the car. So you don't have an experience which allows you to maybe fix a car or maybe remove a wheel of a car if the tire is punctured. So all those kind of things, because if you have driven a car for 10 years which is actually new, like 2-3 cars which are 3-4 years new, then you have maybe never touched the wheel, and because usually new cars won't get punctured. So what was the condition of the car? It's very important. Another very important aspect in the 10-year car driving experience is, what is the environment in which you drove? Is it normal environment, or did you drive in an area where I think Cherrapunji, where I think there is probably 8 to 9 months rain will be there, so the roads will be entirely different than normal roads? Or did you drive in regions where a lot of hills are there? Did you drive in regions where it snows? So let's take an example which is maybe pieces of Himalayas or Kashmir where there will be a snow, but the driving conditions in those environments will be a lot different. So if you have driven for 10 years on normal roads, that's one aspect. If you have driven for 10 years in rains, it's different. Or if you have driven 10 years in snow, it's different. And the last aspect behind experience is, what is the context in which you have driven? Let's say I want to go 10 kilometers somewhere. Now let's say I am going to a doctor visit. So probably I will drive a bit fast. If I am a delivery boy, I am delivering a Zomato package, then I will really deliver fast. If I am driving in normal, then probably I will drive at a normal speed. Or maybe if it's weekend, then I am a bit relaxed, so I am driving at a very slow pace. So I think the context also is important. So I think these are some of the variables which can be considered in experience. If you are a professional with 3 to 5 years or more experience, I think you should think about these things. And these are just the starting points. There can be a lot of other things. Let me know. I might have missed a lot of things. But usually an experience is is a combination of all these things. So person 1 drove a car on intercity, which is a two-wheeler, which is a new car, drove it in rainy condition, and the context is normal. So I think that's the now a critical aspect on what does that experience mean. And that would be a period of 10 years. Now the another question would be, for 10 years did you have the same routine? So this same pattern was followed for 10 years, or the different pattern was followed. So let's say for first 3 years the car was new, for the next 3 years there was a bit old car, but the location was different, the region was hilly, the roads were not good, it was raining intermittently, all those. So now that experience is different. So now your 10 years is actually divided into some sets of experiences where context is different, environment is different, conditions are different, the tools you are using in this case is a car are different, the type of roads are different, but your experience is a combination of all these. Now let's take an example, final example to see this in a really well manner. What is your experience? Think about it. What is the tool which you used? What are the teams you worked with? What was the nature of your job? What was the context? What was the environment? Were you treating patients normally? Were you treating patients in the ER? Or are you treating patients in a context which is very similar to pandemic, which is you have to wear, I think, all sort of different clothes, different sort of masks, very limited knowledge of the disease exists. So I think all these things definitely matter when you think about an experience. And it's similar for maybe cooking, sports, anything, everything. It's not just that. I mean, think about it, right? Even if I have cooked food for 10 years, but if I'm cooking food just for myself, I don't know, maybe I can make one chapati, I can make some sort of sabzi, and that's it. So even if I had done it for 10 years just for one person, that cannot be actually treated as an experience of 10 years. So think about it in that way, because cooking food also, have you cooked for 10 people? Did you cook for 30 people? Did you cook for 100 plus people? Did you cook in a restaurant? Did you cook at home? Did you cook for family? Did you cook for friends? Or did you really cook for people who will pay for your food? I think those things are important. So I think that's the aspect behind experience. Now, I hope you are getting the points I'm mentioning, and I hope you are learning something today. Let's move forward. All these things are well and good, but what happens? Why are we discussing all these things? I think it is very important to understand these two aspects in a very, very deeper way, because education and experience are the two crucial things which every professional has in their career, and they have significant impact on how do we grow, where we reach in a period of probably 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and so on. So if you are a starting professional or a college grad, or even if an experienced professional, think about how a recruiter will think about these two things. And one is which is education, and the other is experience. Definitely thinking deeper about these two things will help you in writing your resume. It will help you in how you communicate your stories to the recruiters as well as in interviews. So slowly let's move forward. So think about how a recruiter will think about it. If you know what does the job actually require, it will help you. Does the job need education? Does the job need very specific kind of experience or skill set? What is the nature of the work which is involved? So based on this, you can understand what will be asked in the interview. What is the context of the organization? Is it a normal hospital? Is it a hospital on a highway? Do they have emergency rooms? Is it a very big hospital? Is it a very new hospital? Is it a very old hospital? Is there shortage of doctors? Is there shortage of nurses? Is there shortage of tools? Will power frequently go there? What will have its impact on the patients in ER? And all those things. I think those things are very important in understanding an organization and thinking about will you wish to join the organization or not. This will also help you frame a conversation with the recruiter. That is very important because recruiters usually call the candidates, they look at your resume, they look at education which you have, they look at the experience you have. In their mind, they're obviously thinking, have you driven the car for 10 years on what sort of conditions? Understanding your experience is very, very important for recruiters. Otherwise, they will not be able to fit you in an appropriate role. So think like a recruiter, and understanding your own education and experience will help you think like a recruiter, and it will help you in connecting the recruiters to more jobs for you. Another aspect, thinking deeper about your education and experience will also help you think like an interviewer, because these are the two people you have to pass through to get a new job, to get a new work, to get a new project, to get a new assignment, everything. First thing is a recruiter, which is the first stop. So whenever recruiters call you, you have to obviously impress recruiters. So then understanding of education and experience is very critical. And the second step is obviously an interviewer. So understanding the interviewer as well will definitely help you get that job, get that project, get that initiative which you are waiting for. Now what are the interviewers thinking? What is the strength which your education has and your experience has? If I am looking for a Zomato driver, I probably won't consider an experience which is in the normal environment. I hope you are getting my point. So what is the strength which you have, which interviewer is looking for? That is very important to understand, and that understanding will happen both in the case of education as well as experience. What is the nature of the job which will be there? Is your experience relevant to the context and nature of the job which is the interviewer is expecting? Those things also will help. And third and at most important aspect in an interview is you actually need to tell stories around your education and experience, because stories is the only thing which interviewer will probably remember. You can obviously give a lot of technical details. I do understand that when an interview goes for 30 minutes, 45 minutes or an hour or so, there will be a lot of details which will go into the technicalities of it, and 40 to 50% of all interviews will always remain that way. They will be extremely domain centric. But think about it, the rest of the 30 to 40% is that you have to tell your story in a very effective way. There can be a lot of stories about education. You have to tell those stories, and that's why experience related stories as well. What is the context you have experience in driving? In certain environments you have driven, you have driven different types of cars, you have driven in different environments. In addition to driving also, you know how to take care of the vehicle. You know, on a very primary basis, you can fix tires or remove the tires and I think fix the new tire. You know how to, let's say, change bulbs of the car in case it breakdowns. So I think about it in a very holistic way, not just the experience in a very linear way, but in some sort of multi-dimensional way. And every job seeker or a candidate should be able to tell a story of that experience, and the interviewer will always or only connect with the story. If you tell a story in that how did you help a patient in pandemic, how did you go maybe thought out of the box and then help multiple I think patients or worked with healthcare partners, and then helped multiple patients. So I think those kind of stories in a sense will always help you differentiate from other job seekers, because interviewers are obviously interviewing multiple candidates, and then whoever is having a relatively better storytelling, better education and better experience always kind of gets the job. So the last and I think foremost very important point is that education and experience are the two things which all job seekers should strive for. Think deeper about your education, about your experience. Break down your experience in 2 or 3 years or phases of 2 to 3 years. If you are maybe 5 years or 10 plus years of experience, and then see that how you have evolved over the period of your experience. If you have got promotions, if you have got maybe the larger and larger initiatives, those things will also help you in communicating with the interviewer in a better way. And I think connecting with both recruiters and interviewers is very crucial, and thinking deeper about the education and experience will always help all job seekers. So I hope you have learned something today. The objective of today's Learning Corner was to dissect education in a deeper way. This will help you in various ways, connecting with recruiters, connecting with interviewers, making conversations, making friends, writing your resume better, thinking forward from now, 10 years from now, about your career and other things. I hope you have learned something today. I fundamentally believe this content is very helpful. So share this content and subscribe to Swasa for more content like this. Thank you, everyone.